Hi world, it's Keely and I'm back for a quick Friday Reads video. It is Friday, January 26th and I am in the middle of a couple books and I figured I would quick update you guys on what I am reading, what I've been reading. I have finished, I think, 14 or 15 books so far for January, mostly because that's all I'm doing is reading. I'm very much just like on the struggle bus this month, which I've been seeing a lot of people are very much on the struggle bus where we can't get our emotions to regulate, just having a hard time focusing, all the things. But that means that I'm getting a lot of reading done, which is good for my TBR. I have also purchased a lot of books already this year, which was not the plan. That's okay, I'll just show you guys what I'm currently reading. I am in the middle of 4 books, 3 of which I have in front of me. One, I can't find my copy. I think it might be wrapped as part of my TBR cart, but I can't remember. The first one that I'm reading is A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch by Sarah Hawley. This is the sequel to A Witch's Guide to Dating a Demon. I think that's the name of the first one that I read last year. Really loved. I found that one on a whim when I went in Target one day, and same thing happened with this one. I had no idea that there was a sequel, and then I was in Target and of course I looked at the book section because we all do that, and I found this one and I was like, oh well, obviously. So this one follows 2 of the characters from the first book that were like side characters, and also has the main characters from the first book, but now the main characters from the first book are side characters in this book. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just this universe where there are witches and demons and humans and all kinds of creatures, and the demon from the first book introduced kind of the idea of living with humans and maybe not taking their souls anymore, and one of the demons that the first book character worked with is now also kind of going through the same thing, is what I'm picking up so far. I am not far into it at all. I read the first 18 pages the other night while I was making dinner and then put it down to read 18 other things, but I am hoping to get more of this one read this weekend. And then I started another one on my Kindle last night, because why not? And so that one is this one. It's 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. This one is it's supposed to be a young adult about Shiori, who is the princess of this royal family. She has a bunch of brothers, but she's the only girl. But the secret that she's holding is that she has magical powers. So she was able to fold like an origami crane and then bring it to life. And so far, that's all I really know about what's going on, because I've only read the first 3 chapters of this one, but it has something to do with these royal families and the fact that she's hiding something, and also something's going on with her stepmother that they hinted at so far, but I'm sure it will explain it more as we go. I think there is a second one, but I'm not positive. I heard that this one reads more like a middle grade, and so if you go into it thinking that it's a middle grade, it'll be a better experience. So that's what I've been doing, even though the main character, Shiori, is 15, I think. So like right on the edge there, but I am really enjoying it so far. I don't think it's going to take me that long to get through, so I'm just enjoying this one. And then the other gigantic fantasy I'm currently reading is The Bone Shard War by Andrea Stewart. This is the 3rd book in the Drowning Empire. I don't know if it's a trilogy or if it's going to be more than that, but this was the latest release. And this one I am about 100 pages through. Really enjoying this one. It just continues on with the story that has been building for the previous 2 books, where you're following the main character, Lynn, who in the first book is the daughter of the Emperor, and the Emperor is this horrible person who is using bone shards to create constructs and then basically acting like a tyrant and killing all the people and doing whatever he can to keep them in line. And then like throughout the entire first book, Lynn is trying to fight against that, and she doesn't want to be associated with him. Lots of things happen, and I just really loved it. I love the second book more than the first book, and so I'm hoping that I will continue on with really enjoying this series. I think it was the series that someone said that they didn't love the 3rd book as much because it went in a direction that was different from the first 2 books, but so far I'm enjoying it, so we'll see what ends up happening with that one. And then the final book that I'm currently reading on my Kindle is finally Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, which I think I also started last night. It was either last night or the night before, I can't remember. And I am not that far into that one either. I think, I know I'm farther than I was previously, because that's one that I've started like 17 times, and for whatever reason, I just never stick with it. Yeah, that one I'm only up to page 28 of 388, so not far at all, but I'm very much enjoying it. I also have been reading a lot on my Kindle because I was heavily influenced by Instagram and Whitney from Woody Novels, and I bought one of those tablet stands and a remote so that I can read in bed without having to hold my Kindle and have my hands go cold or my arm hurt. So that's been an enjoyable experience. I will say though, if you're interested in getting one of the tablet arms, just be aware that at least the one that I got just on Amazon, very, very stiff, like hard to move the arm in order to get it to be the right like shape that you need it to be, or to move it anywhere where you want it to be so that you can read. There was when I first started using it, I was just like reading kind of at an angle because I couldn't get it to freaking move. It's just super stiff, which makes sense because it's holding up, it's supposed to be holding up a tablet, it's holding up a Kindle, but just like know that they're hard to move. Those are all of the things that I am currently reading. I am working on what will probably end up being really boring January reading blog where I've just been updating throughout the month on the different books that I've been reading. And I did finish a book yesterday from my TBR, and then I decided that I was going to get rid of it right after I finished it, which sucks because in my head then it doesn't count towards my TBR since I'm getting rid of it, but I still read it, so that's something. That will be coming within the next week or so as January wraps up, and then I have a project for February that I'm very excited to get started on. So in order to do that though, I need to finish up the majority of the books that I'm reading because they will get pushed to the side so I can work on this other thing. Hope everyone is doing okay and hanging in there. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I talked about. Let me know what you guys are reading, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.